Hello, welcome back to the Sharava V Tarot channel. I am your host. Before I begin, I want to shout out Lilo Vanity, a constant beacon of feminine strength. My readings are based on your Vedic or sidereal, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. There is a slight difference between the traditional tropic signs and the sidereal and Vedic signs. You're welcome to research into that at your will. Before we begin, if you find my reading helpful, I ask that you visit or donate the NoBabyBlisters.org or ebresearchnetwork.org. All proceeds go towards pain medicine, bandages, or surgery costs of children and young adults who face extreme blisterings. Hugs should not hurt. Today I will be reading for the water and air signs: Aquarius, Pisces, and Cancer. Finishing the day with, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio for my water readings, and finishing the day with the air signs: Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. I am a servant of the great work, not its master. Let's start with the water signs, Pisces. Pisces, your first card out, the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, which means you have been wrapped in looking forward. But this looking forward is not how you have in the past, but this looking forward is reminiscent of preparation, with you having gone through a lot in Q4 of 2023 and facing the challenges that you did earlier this year. You are learning from your past accomplishments or slip-ups, and you may be going for a new degree, getting interested in a new relationship. Before taking this leap of faith, you must evaluate what happened last time you embarked on something like this, and how can you improve. The situation may have similarity and differences, but at the same point, you have to recognize that you are not the individual that you used to be in the previous situation. So your decision making should reflect your growth. The Emperor, this is heavy manifestation. The Emperor is a card of independent strength. It is a card of necessity. It is a card of putting your foot down when need to be. If you are a male, this is how someone sees you. And this is, if you are a female, there is a relative in your life that is extremely proud of you and how you handle yourself on a daily basis, how you make your decision, and whether this male is still with you or he has been laid to pasture. This is a message to let you know, Pisces, that this male figure is not going to take his hand off of your life and will continue to guide you. So if you are feeling moments of insecurity, know there is someone who has your best interest at heart, be it here or somewhere else. Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups. So this card, it is involved with a little bit of frustration. It is, you feel like you've moved a lot of pieces in place, but at the same time, there is a little bit of guilt, worry, and victimization. The Nine of Cups demands that you have renewed trust in the divine. You went through some painful realizations, some painful times, and the Nine of Cups is about finding tranquility after difficulties, and it also showing that your needs are met. If you are currently not sitting in satisfaction with a situation, the solution is actually already around you. If you're asking why me, or why not me, or oh, woe is me, if you release the victimization, the solution is already planted either beside you or inside of you, Pisces. The dangerous part of having heavy Pisces influence in the chart is mirrors can be distorted. That is why, as a Pisces, it is imperative to keep proper perspective on the things you want, the things that compose you, and what you want to represent. Next, we will read for the cardinal water sign, Cancer. Often depicted as the surfer riding on the waves, currents of life. Cancer. King of Swords. The King of Swords. So the brutal messenger. The brutal messenger. And also the representation of harmony and objectivity. You are ready to make a decision. This crowd frowns upon indecision and calls on you to trust yourself. Trust yourself. If you're feeling nervous, good. Growth is found outside of your comfort zone. The King of Swords has already laid out what needs to happen to get you from where you are to where you want to be. All you need to do is trust yourself. You will find that what comes to mind right now is a lot less daunting than you feel it to be, Cancer. Because the King of Swords has already reached you and given you the telegram, the instruction manual, the guidebook, the step-by-step, and will continue to give you the guidebook, the step-by-step, the manual, what you need to get where both you and the forces that be see where you want to be, where you deserve to be. It's more about where you deserve to be and less about your wants. Wants can be very ego driven, but once you put the ego aside, there is sometimes a painful realization or a painful clarity that reaches that you deserve better. And if you are in a better place, there can be realization that you have lessons to learn right where you are. Beyond the King of Swords is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, you could be dealing with a Pisces. You could be dealing with either a Pisces or a Gemini. But within yourself, this Two of Cups represents self-reflection. It is embarking on a new experience and recognize that there is duality. Lauryn Hill says that he who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. Yeah, he who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all, because there isn't anything to know. We can either feel, we can analyze, we can reach for conclusions. But the truth is, you cannot fully see 2020 from the other party's eyes. So the best thing to do is to take what you know and what the King of Swords shares with you and offer a few messages and share with the people around you. And the Sun card, a little bit call for expression. You may have been very hermit-like throughout the colder months, but it's time to get out, put your feet in the sun, feet in the sand. Also, don't be afraid to go outside and say hello. When you have so much access to various degrees of technology, from your research, from talking to your friends, from the constant messaging, from checking every alert, from emails, there exists a disconnect from the actual sunlight. Vitamin D, remembering what grass looks and feels like, remembering that you can breathe without your cell phone in your hand. And it doesn't take much to go outside and walk. Even if you live in a dangerous neighborhood, if it's 2 in the afternoon, it is completely all right to walk to a sun sign. Just allow the sun to touch you. The sun rises every day, hoping that you will rise with it. There's nothing wrong with stepping out to greet the sunlight. We conclude the water signs with the sign of Scorpio, the representation of fixed water. Scorpios. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. So this represents imagination. The buyer of or a seller of a fantasy, which are you. This is a challenge to act with compassion and empathy. Remember that as you begin to grasp with your emotions, that if this is relationship driven, coming from this Queen of Cups, you could also be dealing with another water sign or someone with heavy water influences. But remember to act with empathy when you retrieve the Queen of Cups, her least favorite word is I. I want this. I. When it comes to emotional currents and emotional ebbs and flows, it is best to shift the focus outside of yourself and focus how you want the other person to feel versus how you want to feel. You cannot expect you from other people. What I mean by this is this Queen of Cups feels very heavy in the way you will come out better in this situation by taking the other person's feelings into account. If you do that, you are more likely to find emotional stability. Ten of Wands, the back-breaking Ten of Wands. This is restless energy. You've overexerted yourself. Again, you have overexerted yourself. The challenge is to relinquish control and find what makes you smile independently. Take your hands off the situation. Right now, you are literally holding a jug of water in two hands with the situation that comes to mind. And all you really want, you feel all right, you're doing decent enough, but you really just want to stir a reaction out of the other person. You are waiting for a reason to exert yourself even more. This Ten of Wands says you've already reached where you need to go at this point in the situation. All that you need to do now is take your hands off the situation. Right now, you have a honeycomb full of resting bees, and all you've been doing recently is shaking the beehive just to hear them go buzz to make sure they're still there. Let it be. The High Priestess card. This is being too involved with what's standing right in front of you. When you close your eyes, even when that person is not standing right next to you, not right in front of you, you still feel like they're there. The challenge is not losing sight of the forest for the trees. While you've been focused on whatever endeavor comes to mind with this individual that has the forefront of your attention, remember that you have family, you have friends, you have much more going for yourself than just the situation at the forefront of your mind. Before I move any further, I want to take a moment. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. So a heartfelt expression of gratitude. It is also one of my mentor's birthday today, so we wish him a happy birthday. This reading would not be possible without them, so thank you. Again, if you find this reading helpful, I ask that you donate to nobabyblisters.org or ebresearchnetwork.org. All proceeds go towards pain medication, bandages, or surgery costs for children who face extreme blistering, both internal and external. Hugs should not hurt. We conclude today's reading with the air signs: Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. We begin with Aquarius. So the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. You could be dealing with someone who has heavy earth influence in their chart. Sidereally, Vedic if they... If you could be dealing with Sidereal Vedic Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But this represents balance. You may have been generous and you feel slighted or feel that you've got the short end of the stick. Do not fret. A challenge to trust spirit. You've got a lot going for yourself right now, Aquarius. And being at the point of balance is great because you're about to move into a point of preparation. And this preparation is going to be passed or failed based on you responding to the situation in a different way than you have in the past when situations like this approach yourself. Growth happens when you give the hard nose. And right now, the Six of Pentacles saying right now you are on a balance. You are in a grass field with grass on both the left, fertile ground on your left and right. The challenge now is while you are on steady ground, do not let yourself make a decision based on your past shortcomings. Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands, this represents restlessness, the desire to pursue new heights. The Five of Wands represents competition and rivalry. Either your past self is challenging you to evaluate how you can be better, or you may be experiencing challenges. What this means is you have to lean fully into your strengths. If there's a saying that says, if I'm going to cut a tree within 6 hours, I will spend 4 hours preparing the axe. What I mean by this, my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Aquarius, is with competition approaching, you must focus on yourself. See the opponent as yourself if you want to come out on top of the situation. Look at what you are most likely to do in whatever's competition and figure out a way, what would you do to counteract yourself? Because this competition is coming from a place of imitation. It is coming from a place of curiosity about your position. So be sure that you display your best self. On the other end, there's the Queen of Pentacles. This is heavy Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus energy. But this Queen of Pentacles is the feminine version. So it's very nurturing and generous. She is often overgiving, known to plant seeds of generosity. The issue is not are you being too nice, but who you're being too nice to. It seems that with this Queen of Pentacles, you are nice to people who you have received something in the past or want to receive something in the future. But this Queen of Pentacles is challenging to be generous to people who can do nothing for you. Also, ease your root chakra. It's all right to it's all right. You can exhale. Waiting to exhale, you can exhale, Aquarius. At the end of the day, you are a air sign, but you tend to walk on eggshells, and this is not the moment for that because there are challenges ahead of you this year, and it is best you focus on problem solving. Would also recommend a hike. Next, we have Gemini. Next, we have the twins. First card out for our Gemini is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is independence. It represents leadership. You could be dealing with someone who has Sagittarius, Capricorn energy, someone who was born between March and April, and a female figure at that. And you need to hold your head high, Gemini. There's been things that you have been asking repeatedly for. There have been trials and tribulations that have got the better of you before. And this Queen of Wands is a moment where no more effort is required at this point. You are better off just relaxing and allowing spirit to carry you rather than being forceful. Bruce Lee says, assume formlessness, be like water. If you put water in a glass, it takes the shape of a glass. If you put water in a bucket, it takes the shape of a bucket. Right now, Gemini, your challenge is to go with the breeze way. It is to flow. Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords. I knew it was going to be some overdoing it somewhere with you, Gemini. This Eight of Swords is a battle within oneself. You are self-depreciating and questioning your own worth. The Eight of Swords symbolizes feeling powerlessness and warns of being dishonest with oneself. This is a challenge to let go of how the negative feelings you are harboring against yourself. You are allowed to heal, Gemini. You are allowed to do better. You are allowed to feel better. You are allowed to stumble and still reach your destination. You are stronger than you feel, Gemini. And although indecisions are frowned upon, you must remember that you are who you are for a reason. You were giving the trial and tribulations that got the better of you for a reason. You are not a failure because you reached a point and couldn't exceed it. But leaning into your own personal growth will allow you to move beyond this hurdle. Strength card. So this is heavy fire sign energy. This strength card could have a lot to do with being physically strong, or being strong when someone that you've watched be strong your whole life doesn't have the strength that they used to, or you see them going about things in a different way. Gemini, this is a challenge to really step up into a position. And whether you feel like the person standing behind the beast or you feel like the beast, either way, you are not alone in the situation, and you are more than prepared to face the road ahead of you, Gemini. And lastly, we conclude this reading with Libra. So for my Libra, you have the Moon card. The Moon card coincides with steadiness. It is balance on one side and balance in the emotional current of not just yourself, but those around you. This is not the time to play a one-on-one. It is perfectly all right to lean into your support system. You are allowed not to have all the answers. You are allowed to reach out to teammates, to people who truly care about you. You are allowed to feel, Libra. As analytical as you naturally are, it is all right to reach out for feedback from those around you. Ten of Swords, wisdom. This is a turning point. You've been wounded recently and you're feeling defensive. This is a challenge to not take any action and shift your thoughts, not on how this person made you feel, and accept that you deserve better. Right now, you may be in an uncomfortable position, but tough times do not last. Tough people do. And as tired as you are of being tough, Libra, you must continue. And beyond you, there is momentum. There is the wheels beginning to turn. There is the environment beginning to reflect both the growth inward and outward, both signs that what you have been searching for, what you have been reaching for is still in front of you. That concludes today's reading.